Welcome to my cluttered garage. I'm really glad you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds of Sunday come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Back, my friends. I am glad you're here. And I have got a little background noise here. There's always the unexpected happening here. At any rate, thanks for being here. And thanks for hanging in there with me. How's our audio? There it is. It's good. I always feel so prepared, and then right at the end, things just go nuts. No matter how hard I try. I sit here for 15 minutes thinking, all right, everything's ready to go. And then something happens. At any rate, I am glad you're here. You're going to be glad you're here too, because I'm really excited about our special guest. We're going to get into that very soon. I want to welcome you. I do want to say a couple things I don't do on this channel are politics and current events. They can be a little bit contentious at times, but I feel compelled to just mention the people of Ukraine, and to you, the viewers, if you have a Ukrainian heritage or if you have family or friends in Ukraine, I want you to know that there are people around the world thinking of you and praying for peace and safety. So I just wanted to put that out there. And with that, we do have fun here, so we're going to jump into having some fun. And thank you for being here. Let's see who's with us tonight. A lot of people, as a matter of fact. And by the way, this is live stream number 57. So 57, it's February 28th, 2022, and I can't believe we've been doing this now. I'll have to look back to see when the very first live stream was. I believe it was at the beginning of last winter, and it was just something that I wanted to try and see how it goes. And here we are, 57 live streams later. On another Monday night. It's turned out to be a really great way to start the week. So many people come back each week, and it's just so much fun. And we have so many more people joining than we did in the past. So the numbers are growing, and we have this group of people who get together in the live chat. I feel like sometimes I don't even need to be here. You know, you guys could just chat with each other, which is what you do, and I think that's so much fun. So I love to see people coming together and chatting there. So first I want to say hi to Chris, who was I guess Chris was the second one here. I think, I thought I saw a comment earlier than that. Anyway, Chris, looking forward to Mike's second appearance on the live stream, which is true. We're going to talk about that. Mike was with us a little while ago, actually almost a year ago. And Monisto Key, I know you're in and out tonight, but thank you very much as well. David from Pale Horse Outdoors is here, and Gary and Ross and John Ritter. This is an inside joke. It's not really an inside joke because you could have watched my last video. I think that was video number 95. He says this is the place to be. That's because on Saturday, we moved the beehives so that we could cut a tree down. And if you haven't watched that video, I had a lot of fun with it. I tried to edit it a little bit like some reality TV and add a little bit of drama to it there. But it was fun. We moved the 3 beehives out of the way so we could drop this tree. And putting them back, one bee got out and got me right in the temple. And it still is a little bit swollen and itches a little bit now. It's funny because a lot of times the sting barely hurts, but then a little while later, it starts to kind of flare up. And you know what? Those bees, they're not really aggressive. I've gone out there and taken pictures right up close for a little while. So they're not super aggressive, but once they latch onto you and come after you, they will chase you. I've had a bee follow me hundreds of feet. They do it. So anyway. That was the joke there from John. Again, so many people to say hi to. Jason there, Who's Your Helpers. Herb, good to see you. And there's Jeff, Brutal Bob, and David from RCAF Polar Express. Good to see you, my friend. I can't go through all these names because we'll never get where we're going. So, as I've been announcing each week, we're getting closer and closer to spring. Good news, 20 days until spring. That is exciting for me. I know it's not like a switch where it all of a sudden becomes spring, but just the fact that it is spring on the calendar makes me feel much better. Reminder that if you're watching from YouTube, you can also find the channel on Facebook and Instagram where I post some pictures. We're live streaming to Facebook right now as well. So you may be watching from Facebook, you may be watching from YouTube, and then, of course, Instagram. You can see some behind-the-scenes pictures and whatnot. And also, still live streaming to Twitch. I don't know if anybody is watching from Twitch, but I created an account there just for fun because I could stream to multiple locations. So we're on Twitch, and the handle is Twactor Twitch. By the way, if it's your first time here at the live stream, make sure you say hi. We've had so many people join the live stream over the past few months. I mean, the number of viewers has doubled in probably the last 3 months, I would say. So each week we have some new people here. If you are new at first live stream, please say hi in the comments. We want to welcome you, and you'll find the fine folks in the comment section will welcome you as well. If you like the live stream now or at any point tonight, please click the thumbs up. That means a lot to me. I do appreciate that. And now let's talk about tonight's show. Well, tonight, as you saw, I mean, you're here because you saw the notification that our special live stream guest is Mike from AskTractorMike.com or Tractor Mike YouTube channel. Mike joined us, it was about 11 months ago. It was March 29th. So it's been almost a full year since Mike joined us. I reached out and said, would you like to come back for a return appearance? And he said he would love to. And I think it's great because, again, so many new people are watching the live stream. And if you don't know the YouTube channel, Tractor Mike, you need to go check it out because Mike is just such a wealth of knowledge. We'll talk about his background a little bit. He talks about all things tractors and implements. I've not ever seen a bit of bias come from Mike. You know, people know that my channel really features my Kubota B2601 because that's what I have. Other channels feature their John Deere tractors, Mahindra, whatever. It's not a bias. It's the content I have to shoot. But Mike, he talks about all different things from all different types of tractors and attachments, and it's really, really great for the new tractor owner, for the experienced tractor owner, for the enthusiast. Be sure to check that out, but stay here for now. One thing we've been doing, and I don't want to keep Mike waiting. He's in the green room, or in the orange room as we call it here, but I do owe it to you to thank you for sending your pictures. Something fun we've been doing is sharing some photos. So if you do have a photo you'd like to see shared on the live stream, send it to contactmcgtv@gmail.com, and if I can, I will share them with our fellow viewers here. It's been kind of fun, and I do have a few pictures to share tonight, so we'll do that real quick because you took the time to send those pictures to me, and I want to share them with folks as well. So let's do a little bit of viewer photos. I thought I shortened that. Maybe I have two versions here and I showed the wrong one. Anyway, so that's the intro. Shouldn't be that long. Apologies. I'll work on that. But I have some pictures here to share with you, just a few. This is going to be fun. The first one here. In the comments, and a lot of you will know this because you watch the channel, but in the comments, who is this? It's a Viking snowstorm, but some of you who follow the channel frequently, not my channel, but this particular channel, why don't you put in the comments there who you think that is, and we'll reveal it as soon as some comments start rolling in. Now that was quick. Everybody knows that's Ross from Ross on the Land. Pretty funny. Looks warm though, doesn't it? Anyway, that's Ross. Go check out Ross on the Land. Great channel. A lot of fun. Ross has a great sense of humor. Um, so let's go with the next picture here. Sent to me by Jim and Carrie. And that is, I believe that looks like a Kubota B2601 with the backhoe. And he's pushing some snow out of the way. I think that's Jim. Can't really tell from a distance here. Anyway, thanks for sending that picture in. Got a picture here from Aaron. Oh, here's a flash from the past. Remember I did those videos about that John Deere 4430, that old like 1972 John Deere that was a humongous tractor, but my neighbor was selling it, so I said, park it here, I'll do some work to it for you, and we'll put it up for sale. Anyway, the person who bought it was local. He sent this picture to me last week. It's the one there with the loader and the cab. That's the 4430 that we did a couple videos with. So I appreciate you, Aaron, sending that over to me. And he's got a little baby brother there next to it. I don't know what that one is, but that's fun. Mike probably knows what they are. And then finally, the last picture here is from John. John sent a picture of Mabel, and John says that Mabel likes to sit and watch the live streams with John. So thank you, John, for sharing that picture of Mabel. Okay, what's next? Let me look, because sometimes if I don't look at my notes, I'll miss something. Can you believe that? But I think we're pretty good. Yes, I think we are. All right, so I'm going to bring Mike on, and then we're going to chat. And what you want to do, as I say each week, post your questions in the comment section. And if you have a question, start your comment out with the word question. I'm trying to look for that graphic. Where did it go? I don't know. Anyway, here it is. Start out with the word, post your question like this, question, and then followed by your question. And that way I might see it, Mike might see it. It's a good format, and it works pretty well. So I'm going to bring Mike on here in just a minute. If you've not seen his channel, I'm going to give you a little preview, and then we'll bring Mike on to join us.
Hi, it's Mike with AskTractorMike.com. Hey, this is Mike with AskTractorMike.com. Hi, this is Mike with AskTractorMike.com on an absolutely miserable day in the Ozarks. Today I'm going to show you a trick. Today's video is going to be about options, and I want it to be kind of a forum. I have a letter today from a viewer that is really frustrated. What extendable lower link arms enable you to do is lift the latch, and you can extend the lower link arms out to make hooking up the implement easier. This is the best system. But people all the time are complaining about having to hook this system up under pressure. So what do you do? Well, we're first going to check the torque on the wheel bolts. And you need to do this often on a tractor, because with all the vibration on a tractor, your wheel bolts can actually come loose over time. The total number of tractors sold last year was 197,000. That's just in the United States. That's tractors under 40 horsepower. And that's compared to 163 in 2019. Hey, I survive on web traffic. I'd be honored if you'd share this video with other tractor enthusiasts, and like my Facebook page, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And hey, if you got questions or comments, put them down below. We'll try to get back with you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for being here, Mike.
Oh, what a nice tribute.
Tractor Mike, live in person. Boy, the viewers are lucky to have you here, and I just want to start out by thanking you so much for agreeing to join us once again. I can't believe it's been 11 months since you were here.
Well, thank you, Ed. Thanks for doing this. This is quite a service. I tried to do live streaming for a long time, and it's beyond my technical abilities. I'd rather be on a tractor.
Well, you saw me messing up there in the beginning, so.
You're doing great. You know, we're always our own harshest critics.
Yeah.
It's going seamless compared to what I did.
Oh, nice. I often have like this phantom window open in the background, and another video starts playing in the background, and you can't find it, and it's as hard as I try, something always happens. But thank you. I do appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
So I have a couple notes here that I want to talk about, and then we'll kind of free roll here. You should be able to see the comments from folks on your screen. So as we're going through, if you see a particular comment, you can call that out, and we'll address that comment. I can put them on the screen, and we can talk about that. So
okay, sounds good.
That's what we'll do with that. But several people remember, they've been here and they saw you last year. But again, we have a lot of new people. I looked at my stats, and my subscriber count has more than doubled since you were here last time. So
Congratulations.
thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Mhm.
And I don't say that to, say anything about myself. I'm just saying that a lot of new people are here to watch. So, and as well, we have, it looks like we have over 80 people watching right now, which is quite a few people. For a
Mhm.
while we were doing 30 or 40. I think when you were here last time, it was probably in the 30 or 40 range. So actually, I looked it up. We had 60 at the peak viewership when you were on, and then a lot of people watch it in the replay as well. So uh, again, a lot of new people here. We want to welcome them, and I've also seen a lot of new tractor owners, and you really have a great way of teaching, and I know that's part of your history as well. But you have such a great way about you for new tractor owners, for experienced tractor owners. Um, you just lay it out there, and uh, if
Thank you.
somebody if somebody is seeing something for the first time, they don't feel foolish. They just you just do a great job laying it out there. So so your history, we're not going to go back too far, but I know that you were a salesperson, sales manager for agricultural equipment dealership, and I think that's where a lot of your background comes from for the YouTube channel. Uh, so tell me, am I right about that? Anything we can
Yep.
talk about there?
Yeah, I've been on both sides of the ag equipment business. I was a territory man for Agco Corporation for 10 years, which is Massey Ferguson and Heston and several companies rolled together. And one of my dealers bought a second location and asked me to come in and manage the location. So I did that for 11 years. So I had 21 years there where I was either in the wholesale end of the ag business or the retail end. And I started my YouTube channel because I was working at the dealership. And when I started in the business, there were a lot of folks that were moving out to the country and buying, a little tract of land, 20 acres or 10 acres or whatever. And they would, when I started in the business in my career, those folks probably grew up on a farm or had a granddad with a farm. And so they'd been on a tractor. They knew a little bit about tractors. And as the years went by, the people that we dealt with had no tractor experience. And so working at the dealership, what got me started with YouTube, two things, and I'll try to make this brief. Um, I was a manager of the store, but I would take the spillover traffic when the salespeople couldn't get to customers. And I had one day in April or May, somewhere along that time, I'd talked to 4 customers in a row, and they all came in with no tractor experience. And when you're a salesperson talking to a brand new owner, it's a real cumbersome process. You have to educate them about all the things about a tractor before you even start the sales process. And so I was driving home that night and I was thinking, man, I wish there was somewhere on YouTube that I could send these folks where they could get unbiased
Hmm.
educational information about tractors and say, hey, go here and you can, because a lot of times people that talk to a salesperson, they don't have a great amount of trust in that salesperson and they don't know you're trying to help them. And so that happened. And then the following Saturday, we've got a little asphalt driveway here and I was getting ready to seal it. And I was trying to find out, I'd never dealt with that before. So I went on YouTube to find out how to seal a driveway. And there was a Lowe's had how to use driveway sealant, and a light bulb came on. Why don't I do that? Why don't I show people how to use tractors? And
Right.
that's when I started my channel. And I go back all the way to 2012. My first video was in 2012. So I've been doing
Wow.
this a while.
10 years now.
Mm-hmm. Just about. Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You'd think I'd be good at it by now, but here I am. But no, my channel is just totally an education channel. I feel like I've got a lot of folks that kind of pass through my channel on the way to your channel and other channels when they're looking to buy a tractor and they don't understand what a 3-point is, what a PTO is, and all the stuff that goes around that. I explain that and try to break it down into little bitty pieces and help people, know what tractor to look for when they're buying, know how to maintain it, and be safe with it. Safety is a big thing with me because you can uh, get injured on a little tractor just like you can a big one. So that's my background.
That's true. The smaller tractors are oftentimes, I think, more dangerous because they have such a narrow
Yep.
stance.
Yep.
It's I did a video on that one time, not technical at all, but I tried to jack up the side of my tractor and hook a come along to it just to see how far it would go before it would tip over, and
Yeah.
it's not very far.
No.
They're and especially I went over some safety tips as well. One of the biggest ones is to have that front end loader. If you have that above the hood, if you ride with it higher and your front wheel hits a dip, that thing can just go right over.
Happens quickly. Yep.
And statistically, I did look up some stats from some agricultural. I forget what the organization was, but it was data saying that with rollovers, that 80%, I think it was 80% of the tractor rollovers or tractor deaths regarding rollovers come from experienced operators. So it's not a new tractor owner inexperienced type of thing. It's often very experienced people who probably get too comfortable, and that's what happens. But yeah. So you also now you do have a background in education, which I think is why you do such a great job with your videos. You have a great way to present. You were an educator at the university level. Is that correct?
It is. I've done a little teaching when I got out of the dealership world. I quit my day job to do free videos for a living, and realized pretty quickly I better have some other income coming in.
Yeah.
And so I taught ag sales at the local university, Missouri State University. I did that for 6 or 7 years.
Wow.
And I'm proud to say some of my students are out in the ag equipment world right now selling and doing very well.
That's great. What a great program to offer, too.
Mm-hmm.
That's really specialized. Maybe some of those students have YouTube channels.
Actually, one of my students took the class because he knew I had the YouTube channel. I'm getting together with him tomorrow night. If you're into orchard or any kind of gardening, Farmer Dre, D-R-E, is one of my former students, and he's going to surpass me on subscribers here pretty quick, and it's going to upset me, but I'll get over it.
Farmer Dre.
Farmer Dre.
Nice.
Check him out.
We'll do that for sure. That's interesting. And I don't know if you watched my live stream with Neil Kof from Dig Drive DIY, or if you know of that channel. But Neil is what did he call himself? And is it an agronomist or? Yep, soil specialist. It's not what his channel's about. I mean, he does DIY projects and tractors and things like that. But very interesting. So that's great. Now the other thing I want to talk about, and then we'll go to some questions here. Your YouTube channel is great, but that works kind of hand in hand with AskTractorMike.com, which is a website that you operate, and people can actually purchase equipment through your website. And again, I'll say that for a former salesman, you're not very salesy, Mike.
Thank you. That's a compliment. I appreciate that. No, I started an online store to help support my YouTube habit, and I try. I don't have everything in the world on there. I try to have stuff that's high quality. It's not going to be the cheapest, and it's stuff that you might not know exists. Every dealership that you go in has got 20 or 30 items that if there was somebody there that could take you aside and say, hey, look at this. This will make hooking up your 3-point attachments easier. Or this is a tray that you carry stuff to the field with on your tractor. They could show you that stuff. You'd be like, oh, wow, that'd make my life easier. I'll buy it. But the sales guys they need to be selling tractors and big equipment. The parts guys are selling parts. There's nobody there to do that. And so I found out that if I had a product that was unique, and maybe it's a new company that doesn't have a lot of marketing assets, we could put it on a website. I could show it working, and I'm not a hard sell guy. I'll tell you what I like about it, and every product I sell, there's 1 or 2 things I don't like about it. and I'll talk about that when I'm talking. And
Right.
but if you want it, go to the website. And if you're a tractor guy, I'm obviously get paid for saying this, but go to the website sometime. I bet you find a couple of 3 things there that you don't know exist, and maybe a light bulb come on.
I have tooled around that website, and it is interesting. And you said not the cheapest, but it's also reasonable. I think there are some reasonable things on there, and again, it's a great place to find really useful items. You won't get lost on a website with lots of things that you don't need. So it's really useful. So that's great. So we'll encourage people, and that's Tractor Mike. AskTractorMike.com.
AskTractorMike.com. Yeah, it's and it's a tab. I call it the Tractor Fun Store. It's stuff that
it's
designed to make. Yeah.
That's right. I just thought of this. Somebody made a comment on one of your videos or last time you were on that they appreciated that you enunciate the K in AskTractorMike.com.
Well, if you go back to my older videos, I didn't do that, and I had one guy call me out on it, and I went back. I'm like, oh my goodness.
So good enunciation. So
if I'd have been thinking when I started this, I would have not. It would just be Tractor Mike. But I think the website Tractor Mike was already taken, so I thought Ask Tractor Mike, but yeah,
and that's great. And people and viewers send letters in. You read the letters on your YouTube channel, and you answer questions. So I think it's great.
Thank you.
So let's go to a few questions. Again, if you can see the comments there, we have a lot of people. Let's see. Well, I'm starting at the bottom here because I see this question from Jeff Jeffers. There's a fellow that has a 165 Massey, and it's been sitting outside for 12 years, back when almost when Mike was ready to start his YouTube channel. And the fellow said, if I can get it to run, I can have it. It needs an injector pump. Is it worth fooling with? I don't know what a 165 Massey is. You probably do. Mm-hmm. But I imagine that may be hard to answer because you don't really know what the situation is when something's sitting outside.
Yeah. Is it worth spending a lot of money on an injector pump? It depends on the guy that parked it and what kind of condition it was in. Well, why'd you start me out with a tough one, Ed?
It was the first one I saw.
If you need a 165 Massey and you can get some use out of it and it's free, well, yeah, I think it's probably worth it. But Jeff, a lot of that depends on how much you can do. If you have to hire somebody to do everything, you're gonna get into some serious bucks real quick. If you've got mechanical abilities and some experience with engines and all things tractor, or you've got a buddy that's a shade tree mechanic, that makes sense. And an injector pump's going to cost you some money getting it started, and you don't know. I'd want to look at the oil. If it's got water in the oil, I'd want to turn it over, make sure that it's not seized up. You can't really check a transmission in the rear end and all that. I guess you could pull it and see if everything went around, but make sure that engine's not seized up before you start on it. And I'd want to look at the hours on it. Has it got a loader on it or not? If you're going to need a loader and you got to buy one, that's going to put you upside down real quick.
Oh yeah. And I guess look at tractor data or whatever and see what a running 165 Massey is going for. And I don't know how expensive they are, but you don't want to put too much into it if they're not.
If it's old and beat up, they're not worth much. If it's a pristine and got a loader on it, and you've got use for it, then go for it.
That's right. Helps when it's free. So that's great. Thank you. Another question here from Chris over at the Watershed Overlook. He has a Kubota LX 2610. He did the 50-hour service on it. So the dealer, the viewer's dealer recommended compressing all the cylinders prior to a hydraulic service.
Loader cylinders. Okay.
So I guess the idea is to get all the oil out of the extended cylinders.
Yeah. That makes sense. That's good advice.
Yep.
Yeah, because you've got oil when the cylinder's extended, you're going to have oil in there. So yeah, get that pushes all the oil out. You're never going to get it all out, but that would help. That's good advice.
Yeah, interesting. And probably on a mid-sized machine like the LX, I wouldn't think there's more than, I don't know how much would be in the cylinders, half a quart or so, or maybe it's more than that. I don't know.
Hard to say. Yeah, I'm a sales guy. I'm not a service guy, so I would defer to somebody else to know that number. But yeah, that's good advice. Is it going to really make that much a difference in the overall life of the tractor? Probably not. But if it makes you feel better, do it.
Yeah, that's a good attitude. If it makes you feel better, do it. That's
If it makes you
when
feel
all else
better,
fails.
yes.
So speaking of sales, John's asking, did you make the National Farm Machinery Show?
I did not this year. Wanted to real badly. I'll be there next year, but didn't make it this year. Too much going on. I've got a little. I do a little bit of freelance work for some of the equipment makers, and I've got a project now that is just biting me, and I've got to get it done. I'm going to get fired if I don't get it done, so I had to stay around.
Well,
but I was there in spirit. I hate to miss that show. That is a great show.
I've heard great things about it, and of course, I've seen so many videos now from Brock at Rock Hill Farms and Tony's Tractor Adventure, and Hank Hamilton were there, and a lot of familiar faces, and they all speak so highly of it. So it looks fun. It looks like a good place to go. Maybe I'll venture out there one of these times. I know John was at the GIE conference in the I guess it was the summer, but wasn't able to make this one. So again, if you have a question, post it there in the live chat. Start out with the word question, and we'll try and catch it. So here's this is a clever name, Wile E. Coyote. Where is it? There it is. Do you ship your items to Canada, Mike?
I'm working on that.
Another tough question for Mike.
Yeah. Oh man, that's harder than it ought to be. Certain items if I don't ship to Canada, I can tell you where you can get them in Canada.
Right.
I'm actively working on that right now. In fact, I've got an application to fill out. I've got to get a customs broker and a shipping partner, and I've got to figure out the tax thing and duties, and I'm actively working on that.
So does that mean right now there's no shipping to Canada, or are some?
No, I can't do it right now.
No, that's you're not alone. I've heard a lot of people talk about that. It's
I wish they'd take that barrier down, because I have and I'm sure you do too. A lot of not a lot of viewers in Canada, but a
good number.
About a good number, yeah. And I get requests all the time about Canada. I'm not the kind of guy that tell you it's not available if I know somebody you can buy it from, but
right.
What's weird is I do represent one Canadian company, and they have no problem getting the product over here. And there's weird requirements. If I tried to sell their product, I've got to establish a corporation in Canada. But if I'm selling, there's just some weird rules. I'm navigating through that. It's a slow process, but the answer right now is no.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, I do a sticker giveaway each week. In fact, we're going to do that soon, give away these stickers. So stay tuned, and we'll have a quick little sticker giveaway. Right around Christmas time, I guess it was, I gave away the stickers and a Goldenberg Peanut Chew candy bar. It was something, I don't know if you heard of them out there, but it's a regional candy from was originated in World War I as a ration for soldiers, and it's one of my favorite candy bars. Anyway, I gave one away during the live stream. Somebody in Canada won, and it cost me $14 to send this candy bar to Canada. So I said, congratulations, because that's the last candy bar I'm sending to Canada. But anyway, that was fun. And I see GP Outdoors online. I want to say hi to Gord, who is in Canada. And look what I have here on my desk, Gord. Speaking of things from Canada, my GP Outdoors key ring that I bought from GP Outdoors website. And before I take this comment down, I do want to appreciate the name of this YouTube, Wile Coyote. That's it's really clever. So what else? Do we have some questions here? There's a question from John about shimming the hydraulics. I know that's can be a little bit controversial. Does it affect the 3-point? Do you know that? It's okay. You said your sales, not service.
I've heard of guys doing that. I'm assuming that's on a Kubota.
Probably, but I guess any tractor you can you can increase the hydraulic pressure. I know Kubotas use like little washers to shim it and increase the hydraulic pressure. I don't know if it would affect the 3-point as well.
I've got a buddy that is a service guy at Kubota, and he's not too wild about this idea. I've talked to him about it before. I guess if it makes you feel good, do it. But what I'm confused about, and you guys can tell me, you're actually trying to increase. What's the goal of this? I guess
the goal is to increase your lift capacity of your front end loader. Usually,
yeah. And you're asking, will that increase the 3-point lift capacity too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it is a bit controversial because these machines are designed so that they don't self-destruct. And if you increase that capacity, then you're going beyond the engineered specifications. And I did bend my front end loader, but it wasn't related to hydraulics. It was because I used my grapple to pick up a tree that was too big, and then I racked it when I backed up, and I bent the whole loader assembly.
Remember that.
Yeah. So K-TAC Insurance came through for me. I felt guilty using it, but that's what it was. That's what it was there for, and I've been more careful since then. So
yeah, I've heard a lot of folks talk about that, and I'm like I said, I know it works, and like I said, I've got a good buddy that's a regional service manager for Kubota, and I ran it by him, and he's. He didn't say not to do it, but he said he just wasn't too thrilled about that idea. But
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I'd have to ask him.
That's a good question. I want to say thank you to Jason here from Hoosier Helpers for the super sticker. Greetings from Peoria, Illinois. 54, not bad. So thank you for that. I also saw I don't know where the announcement is, but I know that David from Pale Horse Outdoors, he's having a conversation with Hacksman. Adam, good to see you tonight. But I do know that David is premiering a video tonight at 8:30, so we're going to wrap up here by 8 or a little after. And then I would like to encourage people to jump on over to Pale Horse Outdoors and watch the premiere of his video. I believe it's a grapple related video. So that's fun. Looking through the questions here. Well, this is interesting. And again, sorry, Mike, that your sales and not service, but this is a thinker here. If you extend these cylinders or retract the cylinders, if you retract the cylinders, does the oil just go to the other side of the cylinder, or does it empty out? I think that's a good point.
It's pulling in as it goes out.
Right. It's filling the chamber, as it pushes the cylinder out. But in order to push the cylinder back, it has to enter fluid from the other side to push it back. If it's so technically the oil doesn't leave, I guess.
It's a seal system. Now there are cylinders that operate on gravity down. A lot of hay equipment will have like you're lifting a disc bind or a hay bind up, and you'll have one hose that pushes oil up, and then you've got a vent on top that will let the oil come back down, and that all circulate without oil coming out. There's not powered down hydraulics on it.
Essentially the same as a 3-point. You have power up, but it has no downward pressure whatsoever.
Gravity down. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Exactly. And I think a lot of new tractor owners might not realize that too. So that's a good point, that your 3-point hitch only has power in one direction, and that's up. The rest is just gravity. So
Yeah, if you're hooking up an implement, make sure you've got your 3-point below the implement because you can always lift it up. You can't push it down.
right, exactly. Here's I don't know how long ago you were in sales, but there's a question from Linda. Do you remember the Massey 2805? I don't.
That's going back. No, that was before my time, Linda. I was at Massey from 91 to 2003 in that era, and the 2805 was a little before that. That was a monster. That's a big tractor. Yep.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, as I mentioned in the intro, that 4430 that I had here, that thing was huge. It was fun. I wish I had a need for it. It had like a 7-foot mower on the back, so I took it out and I mowed my sunflowers down with it. But it was just not enough land here for something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that question. And all right, here you go. A sales question, Mike.
Good.
You don't mind these questions, do you?
No.
Do you think a 2021 model year tractor will hold their worth 20 years?
Oh man.
I guess if inflation keeps going up, then they'll maybe be worth.
And I think I know where you're coming from here.
That's David, by the way. David at Pale Horse.
David. There's a little bit of concern. A 2000 model tractor has a lot of value because it doesn't have all the smog stuff on it, which people perceive to be a negative. And so you're basically asking, will the Tier 4 engines with the that came in around 2013, 2014 hold their value versus the older engines that people love? And I think they will. Tractors will go up in price about 2 to 3% every year. I just did a video on this. The price from Tier 3 to Tier 4 went up about 10% because you had either R&D money in developing an engine to meet Tier 4 requirements, or you had a diesel particulate filter added in to do that. And so we had a big jump in 1 year of tractor prices. And so when your new comes up, your used comes up as well. And then, with COVID and all the input costs going up in the last 2 years, we've had a pretty good rise in tractor prices too. And so, funny thing about tractors, you buy a car and keep it 30 years and there's a time you keep it, it's worth nothing. And then a time that lapses where it starts to appreciate in value. And then when it's really old, it's worth more.
Right.
Tractors maintain their value really well. So you can buy a tractor, and tractors will increase, their price will go up about 2 to 3% every year. So there comes a point where whatever you paid for that tractor may be worth that. So I think the Tier 4 tractors will maintain the resale value, but we won't know for a few years yet.
Right. I think that's a great point. I mean, cars are basically a consumable. They lose value. Now, of course, in these times, things are completely out of whack.
Yeah.
My Silverado that I bought used, it's a 2014, and it's worth more today than when I paid for it back in 2017. So, things are off a little bit here. And I think an interesting point about the value of tractors, probably, and I'm just projecting here, but the one of the reasons that so many new tractors may be selling is because the older tractors do hold their value, and not everybody has $15,000 to buy a used tractor, so they finance a new tractor.
Exactly.
And that's how they get it. So, they're. But then again, it's not like there are tractors available everywhere. People hold on to them sometimes for life. So it's not it's
that's the thing.
It's a product.
The thing that's really surprised me is, you showed that video I did talking about total tractor sales in North America, and that was a year ago. The latest figures are just out, and there were, I can't remember the number now. It was over 210,000 tractors sold in the U.S. under 40 horsepower. And you would think eventually the market would get saturated and these tractors would start coming in on trade.
You would
and
think.
that's never happened. And so people are looking at older tractors that have got hours on them, and it's really easy to if you're in sales, and it's best for the customer too. If you're looking at a guy that's wanting to finance a 20-year-old tractor that's $15,000 at the interest rates you can get on an older tractor versus a new tractor at $25,000 at 0% interest, it's a no-brainer. The new tractor is a much better deal. And so financing the 0% that a lot of the manufacturers offer has a big impact on that. But the fact that there aren't a lot of used tractors out there for sale really makes people lean toward new tractors.
Yeah, that's true. Good points. So those numbers, are they up from that 2020 number? Yeah, I know that
Yeah,
there's and I want to ask you about
way
this
up.
too, but first I want to just give a shout out, thank you to ITC Quick Attach for the super chat. I do appreciate that. That's a company that's putting out some very interesting products too. So thank you for that. I do appreciate it. In talking about tractor sales, now we've been through a time here where there are supply chain issues, demands. People can't find tractors on the lots. Where do you think that's coming from? There's foreign materials that maybe aren't able to get here. I know with vehicles there are computer parts that are not able to get here. Is it the raw materials? Or from a sales perspective, where do you think the holdup is, or is it a combination of so many different things we can't even put our finger on it?
It's everything. When COVID hit, there were disruptions everywhere in the supply chain. I think the first thing that happened is, it involved containers. There were certain things during the early stages of COVID that were high margin, and there were people that were moving containers that wouldn't normally move and filling them with masks for the medical profession and shipping them. And so you got these empty containers that are in the wrong place. And then it just cascaded down from there. And between having employees out with illness and lack of manpower, we were already short of people. We hit COVID, a lot of people that were my age that had been thinking about retiring, and we knew this was coming. I did an article, I think it was 3 years ago, about the number of mechanics, technicians in dealerships. And at that time, they were saying 50% of all diesel mechanics were going to be retiring within like 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
And COVID accelerated that. People were scared, and they said, I'm just done. I was going to retire in 2 years. I'll just file my Social Security. I'm done. And so all of a sudden you had a already tight labor pool that got tighter, and it's just been a mess. And it's not one area, it's everything. Between you might had a manufacturer that had 500 tractors ready to ship, and they couldn't get seats for them. Or somebody, chips were the ones that got, the computer chips got all the publicity, but it might be front tires or wiring harnesses, right, or something like that, just in the wrong place and not available. And we got a ways to go to get through this. And what I'm waiting to see is every time there's been a period of high demand and short supply in the farm equipment business, it turns overnight. One day there's no inventory and life is good and dealers are making money and you're selling everything you can get. And then one day you've got 19 acres of inventory you don't want. And I suspect that will happen again in the farm equipment business, because it always has, but we're in areas none of us have ever been through before. So who knows where it's going?
It's tough, and that's got to be so difficult for manufacturers, for salespeople, for dealers. It puts everybody in a tough spot. And again, it's really not. You can't blame any particular industry or anybody's fault. It's just all these things have kind of converged at the same time. So it's tough. Question here from Adam over at Hacksman. He's looking at your website. Didn't see the weld-on plate for the quick attach sold separately. Do you sell the plate by itself?
Hacksman, when you buy a quick attach conversion from me, it comes with a face plate. If you want to order extra face plates, you can at the end in the checkout area, and we can ship those. If you're just wanting one quick attach faceplate, check with your local dealer first, because it'll be better for you to get it locally, because I can ship you one, but the freight to get it to you is pretty expensive. And if your dealer is stocks a bunch of those, he probably orders a bunch of them at once and gets them freight free. So if you're just wanting one, check with your local dealer first. And if you can't get it, holler at me, drop me an email, and we'll get you fixed up.
So what Adam's talking about here is a plate that is just a blank plate to go on your quick attach, and then you can weld something to it or use it as a.
Yep.
Okay.
What he's talking about, a lot of older tractors have pin-on buckets, and a lot of people that have them would love to have quick attach, and they don't know it's available. And that's one of the things I sell on my website are conversion kits to make the pin-on bucket be quick attach.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give away too much, but if you've got a subcompact tractor and you haven't been able to find quick attach, I got somebody that's coming to market with that, and it's going to be exciting. But because the smaller tractors have less lift capacity, you can't put the bigger tractor quick attach faceplate on there, because you take up a bunch of your lift capacity when you do that. But
right.
The conversion kit has a faceplate, but you take the pins out of your bucket and put that faceplate on, and then anything that fits a skid loader will fit your tractor. But now your bucket won't fit, so you've got to torch those ears off of your bucket and weld the plate on, and then you've got quick attach on both sides. And I offer that on my website. But what Hacksman is looking for is just a weld-on plate, and
right.
I can supply that. But like I said, lots of people make that, and if you've got a local dealer that orders them in bulk, you can get them cheaper that
right.
way, and it's a better deal for you.
So that's a part. If you already have the quick attach, this is something that goes on to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll call out Hacksman on this, because he made a video recently. He has a Kubota B2301, and he admittedly confesses that he bought it with the pin-on bucket and almost instantly regretted it. But he has since he did a nice video about adding the Kubota brand quick attach. But sounds like he may have something in mind there, maybe a video project, for instance. So let's see if there's any more questions. I know there are. We're going to have to cut this short soon. We're going to do the sticker giveaway here in just a moment. So you can look and see if there's anything that you want to call out on these questions.
I've been enjoying seeing your daughter Reagan work with you. Do you have more plans for future projects? Reagan is a junior at the University of Missouri. And when she comes home, I've got twin daughters that are 30, and they're not real big on tractors. Reagan is wants to learn everything, and she wants to get out and use the front end loader and bush hog and do all that stuff. So yeah, she's home this summer, and if I can get her to work, and actually the videos she's done, she's edited some of those, and so that's a win-win for me. So yeah, she'll be in some videos.
That's great. Hey, let's digress a bit here. Speaking of video, because again, you've got this background in sales, in managing. You started this YouTube channel 10 years ago. How was that transition to go? I mean, to create YouTube content takes a certain amount of creativity, a certain amount of skill for editing. It's a whole different. That's a whole different level. How was that transition for you to get in it? Because you do it well.
Thank you. Not good. I would get so mad at the computer. I just wanted to punch Mr. YouTube in the mouth. And I actually tried to call YouTube, and you can't call YouTube.
You can't call YouTube. No.
And honestly, I'm older. I have a degree in electronic media communication. I worked in radio for 12 years before I got into the equipment business. So it's not like I'm totally not familiar.
Right.
I don't have a clue what Twitch is. I had to learn all that stuff. And the one thing that most guys that do YouTube channels have in common is they've got like gaming background or some kind of background where they've really intensely been trained on the tools. And I had none of that, so it didn't go well. My anger issues that I thought were repressed and gone all came back, and I still have that. If I got a new computer program I'm trying to learn.
Well, again, you do it well. You obviously use external microphones. Your audio is good. I mean, those are all challenges that people have.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I could tell stories. Thank you. It could be better.
Yeah, we could always do better. But hey, thank you, Chris, for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. Yeah, and as far as content creation, I am always impressed by folks who do a lot of these hands-on video channels. Kind of, I don't know if you'd call them blue collar, but there are welding channels, there are fabrication channels, but really anything. You have to be knowledgeable in one field, but then you bring video in. And now it's, again, a whole nother field that you have to be knowledgeable in. So in order to have a channel, you kind of have to be able to multitask or jack of all trades in some form or fashion, because there are a lot of people who are highly skilled in projects, in tractors and fabrication, all those things, but they don't have the maybe the interest. I don't want to say they don't have the capacity, but they don't have the interest, I guess, in video. So it seems like kind of a rare combination when you can do both and get it out there. So,
I'll tell you something that maybe your viewers don't know, but if you get out to do a video on how to bush hog or how to whatever, it takes at least twice as long to get the project done. And I fight that. I can't get anything done. Everything I do on my tractor, I think, oh, this would make a video. I'll shoot it, and you're getting on and off the tractor and moving the camera, and I don't have a camera person. It's all me, and oh gosh, it just takes forever.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. We did the video just this weekend, and my sister was there she's the beekeeper who comes over and tends to her bees, and I had a couple cameras, but I had to keep stopping her and her husband Ed. I was like, got to get a different camera angle here, so just stop a sec. And I said it takes 4 times as long to do anything when you're recording.
It does.
But for me, that's all part of the fun. I mean, video was a hobby for me years ago, and I'm happy to be doing it again. So we're going to do the sticker giveaway, Mike, and so we can wrap up shortly. We're going to go over it a little bit here.
And I want to thank you, and thank you for all you do, and thank you for doing this live stream thing. That you do a great job of it, and I'm honored to be a part of it.
I really appreciate that. So don't go away yet. I want you to hang in here for this sticker giveaway.
I'll be around.
But so what we do is I'm going to give away these 2 stickers, both of them, the color sticker and the black and white sticker. They're vinyl, nice quality, so you can use them outdoors. I'm going to give these away, and the way this works, if you're new to the live stream, you're going to put something in the live chat. You're going to type something exactly the way I show it to you. And, of course, if you've won these stickers in the past, please don't enter. We want to give everybody a chance to win. But if you've not won these in the past, you can enter. It's for Canada and U.S. I can send these to Canada because it only costs a little bit more for an envelope for that. But so Canada and U.S. only. If you've won in the past, the stickers, please don't enter to win. You're going to enter this word and exactly the way you see it. If you enter more than once, it doesn't matter. It's going to kick out the other entries. So just enter one time. And I'll bring this up in just a second after I start this rock and roll music in the background. So in the live chat, type the word, wait a minute, I didn't share the page, hold on. Got to share a screen here. All right, so in the live chat, type the word #spring. You have to use the hashtag and type the word spring. Doesn't matter if it's in uppercase or lowercase. And we'll just wait for those entries to come in. We usually get 40 or so. And we can see the comments coming in there. You can see the way that Beginner B Series #spring. David #spring. So that's how you want it to look in the live chat. Sometimes we give away a bumper sticker, so that's kind of fun. If people come back next week, we might do the bumper sticker and then gives people a different opportunity to win. I've had people win both in the past at different times. Running joke here, Mike. John Ritter from A Ritter Bit Will Do. He's been on every live stream here with us, and he was actually my first live stream guest. He has been desperately trying to win these stickers, and the whole world's rooting for you, John, but he's not yet, so wouldn't it be a treat if John wins tonight? So we have 37 entries. Coming up on, we'll cut it out at about 40. If that many come in. Got a lot of people watching tonight. That's great. All right. Hey, David, jumping in here right at the end. That's all right. You get to see the end. You get to see who wins the stickers. All right. I think that's going to do it. We're gonna hit this draw button and see who wins tonight. I think we have enough. See what happens. All right. Who's our winner tonight? J&J Acres. Congratulations, J&J Acres. You are the sticker winner for this evening. Excellent. So listen, what I need you to do is send me an email at contactmcgtv@gmail.com. I'll need your name and mailing address, and I will send you these 2 stickers or 2 exactly like it. So congratulations, J&J Acres. How fun is that? Let me check my announcements here. Anything we missed, Mike?
Oh, I don't think so. Appreciate the opportunity to be on.
Like to give you the last word if possible, but if we didn't miss anything, then really
I would just
it.
The only thing I would say these supply chain issues. I would hate to be a salesperson at a local dealership right now. They're getting hammered every 5 minutes. The phone's ringing. Somebody wanting to know where's my tractor, where's my stuff you ordered for me, all that. It's a good time to just relax, and everybody's trying the best they can to get through this. So I always tell folks that it's good to have a good relationship with your local dealer. And if you feel inclined, once a year, go to the best donut shop in the world and get a couple of dozen donuts and take them into your local dealership. I'd always a lot rather be known as the donut man than the yelling and screaming because something was wrong, man.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'll give you that last little nugget. Your dealer can be your partner. You don't want him to be your adversary. So donuts are the key.
Hey, you are so right about that. You know that you want their eyes to light up when you walk in. You don't want their eyes to roll.
Exactly.
And you know, with the way things have gone with online shopping and whatnot, I feel really fortunate that we have a dealer, you know, within 3 miles of where I live. And I know it's not easy for them. So I appreciate to have these local dealerships, and good points for sure. So. Well, listen, Mike, this was quick. I do appreciate it. I want to encourage everybody to go check out Pale Horse Outdoors is going to have a premiere video starting at 8:30 p.m., so stop on over at Pale Horse Outdoors. If I can, I'll jump in the comments there. Mike, I hope that things continue to go well for you with the website, with the channel. I hope you can keep putting content out because we all really enjoy it so much. And I don't know how you keep coming up with ideas. As a content creator myself, I often kind of get writer's blank, and it's tough sometimes. But you keep coming up with great content, and
thank you, Ed.
We do appreciate it. So thank you, Mike.
Thank
you, folks, for watching. Make sure you come back next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be live streaming again, and we always have a good time. So have a great week. It's Monday night. Great way to start the week. Appreciate you being here, and I look forward to seeing you next time.